Hi, I'm Alicia Toot from a music blog, Yeah, and I'm sitting here with Taylor and Matt from Local Natives. How are you both doing today?
Good.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to hear. So we know that you've began playing North America, and you started in September, and now you're on tour with Wild Nothing. So how's the tour been going so far?
It's been really awesome. Um, we started with our home show in LA, which is, I don't know, usually you kind of like maybe we're used to ending on that show, and I think it's kind of given us this like boost and this buzz, and it's still in the first week of the tour, but it's been really awesome. We're playing a lot of places we've never played before.
And how's it been going for you so far?
Yeah, same. It's just been really exciting. We've been on tour all year, but it's been a lot of like festivals and maybe not a lot of like not our own shows, and so it's kind of nice to come back into our own shows, and we have like a really exciting tour ahead of us. So yeah, it's great.
All right, so we've been keeping up with the band on your social medias. We noticed on your Facebook you like to post a lot of photos and keep your fans in the loop. And it looks like the tour has been going really well so far, as you've said. So what have been some of the highlights so far?
Well, definitely, as I was saying, we played the Greek in LA, which is this super incredible outdoor theater, and we all live really, really close to it. Kelsey actually lives walking distance from it, and we've all walked by it a million times, and I think that was definitely a highlight for me.
Yeah, definitely that was one. We just did actually a couple of days ago. We played Red Rocks in Colorado, which is incredible. I've known about that venue since I was a kid, and just I've never actually even been there, so that was definitely like a kind of like what like couldn't believe it moment. So.
Have you heard of Red Rocks?
I actually saw the photos, and then I looked it up, and yep. So we were wondering for this tour so far, what's your favorite song to play live?
I think it changes every night. It kind of is like a fluid thing, whatever just happens to click for us and clicks with the crowd that night. But let's see. Last night we did something different. We tried something new with ceilings, and that was fun. It's nice when we change stuff up live, and the songs kind of continue to evolve and grow a little bit sometimes. And so I'll pick ceilings for last night.
Yeah, it's hard. It's always hard to choose maybe a favorite, but I don't know. Like Wide Eyes has always been one of my favorites. Just it always immediately gets such a good reaction, and it's just kind of like a good go-to. I don't know. Like we can, yeah. It's always good. So.
That's my favorite Local Native songs, and I'm so excited to hear that one tonight. Yeah. And then the other thing that we wanted to bring up is you mentioned ceilings, and the video for that, you wrote that you pretty much put a collage together from all your summer memories throughout touring. So we were just wondering, what was the inspiration between putting together all of those clippings rather than doing like a directed music video?
We actually did try to make a music video ourselves. And this is something with the music videos, or on this album, we've been trying to have a lot more control of it ourselves, because it's I don't know, a really hard thing. Like, we're all musicians, none of us went to film school or anything, but we do our artwork ourselves. Matt actually does most of the band's artwork. But so videos is this thing that we've really wanted to try to do more and more ourselves, and so it's been awesome so far. I think all the videos on this album I like way more than our first album videos. Anyways, so we did make a video for Ceilings, and we had this crazy idea, and it sort of just didn't come out exactly how we wanted, I think. And so we just thought that like we had all this tour footage, and we thought in the end that the song kind of went well with it. It's like this kind of surrealist like landscape soundtrack, and just like showing all these little moments from between tours where we're literally like in a different city or different country every day kind of fit, I think, the song.
And then the other thing that we wanted to bring up is the artwork. I remember the first time that I saw the cover for your first record, and it was just like, it was incredible the way that your faces were intertwined between almost the painting. So I was just wondering, who inspires you as an artist?
Well, that was actually the first album wasn't really done by me. That was our old bass player did that. But with a lot of the new stuff, I've kind of spearheaded a lot of it, and I don't know, like who specifically inspires, or just what, or anything. I don't know. I've really I really enjoy like surrealist type stuff, and I think that's kind of what I tried to go for a little bit with the cover of the new album. Just kind of trying to create something that kind of just, it seems realistic, but there's just something off kilter about it a little bit, and the mood of the record, it felt like it meshed well with the image that we came up with, and it was like I tried a bunch of different ideas, but at the end of the day, that was the one that like we all like were really drawn to and really thought fit best for the album. So.
Okay, great. Now we know that Hummingbird was released at the beginning of the year back in January, so we were just wondering, now that there's been a little bit of time to reflect on it, what are your feelings on the record?
Well, I haven't listened to it very much, but but we play it like almost every day live, and I think that, it's interesting, is the same thing with Gorilla Manor. There are the few times I have listened to it, you always think, oh, I would have done this differently, or I could have done that, or I had all these ideas, but I think we are kind of trying to learn to just like let those things ride, and well, you can't change it anyway. So there's always like that aspect of us, that kind of like perfectionist thing, but I think it's awesome. Like I'm really happy with it as where we've kind of come from, and we didn't plan to make a record like Hummingbird. It's kind of this really like personal, kind of more subtle album, and we didn't set out with that as like this architecture, this plan, but I'm really happy with it as far as our growth, and we're already excited, I think, to be working on new music as well now.
And do you have anything to add to that?
I think I feel very much the same.
So when we're speaking about your music, the one thing that really stands out to us are the harmonies. So we're wondering, how did that become such a quintessential part of your sound?
That was this natural result of me, Ryan, and Kelsey just playing together and singing together and learning music together, really, since we were, about 16 years old. We've been playing in bands since we were in high school, and had all our first shows, and we were all songwriters, and we all wanted to sing, and so we just decided to sing together. And I think over the last 9 or 10 years, it's just something that we've kind of grown. Like, we know each other's strengths and we know each other's voices really well, and it's just a very natural thing for like the three of us, that relationship.
All right, and in our interviews, we always like to ask some off-the-cuff questions, just to, things that our fans would like to know and things we're also interested in. And a lot of them are goofy, but we go for it. So one of the questions is, who would you like to be most and least stuck in an elevator with?
Most and least stuck. I'd like to be most stuck in an elevator with... Well, Matt, all I can think of is Matt stuck in an elevator because he hates elevators. So I'm sorry. So my answer was Matt and Ryan. Yeah, because Matt and Ryan like both have this thing with elevators. Yeah. So not because of I don't want to be with them, because they're great, but they would be panicking. That's my answer for least.
All right.
I don't want to be stuck in an elevator with myself.
I guess you'd pick a repairman, right?
Yeah, someone get me out of there immediately. Yeah.
All right, so something else that we wanted to know is, if you could create a law that everyone would have to follow, what would that one be?
This is like the most boring answer ever, but just to pay their taxes. I know there already is that law, so that doesn't make any sense, but I was literally just like right before I walked in here on the news, like our Congress just voted to shut down our healthcare system, Obamacare, and it's really, really frustrating, and being obviously American, and like it's been this thing that I feel like we've been really trying to get our healthcare system way, way, way like better, and I think Obamacare has a lot of problems, but it's a step in the right direction. But so that's my like frustrated rich guy not paying your taxes answer.
All right, and then how about yourself, Matt?
A law that everyone should follow. There's so many that already exist that people don't follow. I just wish everyone would follow all the laws. Stop killing each other and all that stuff. So yeah, I just wish people would, follow the rules.
Perfect. So then for the last question of our interview, it is, what is something about local natives that no one knows yet?
That nobody knows?
Most people don't know.
Oh, okay. It's like, wait a minute. Then nobody knows. Something about us that we don't know. I feel like this is sort of like an out, but the video that we just released, I feel like definitely does show a lot of moments that are in the band, because it's a tour video, but I don't think there's no live footage. It's just us kind of outside, and I think there's a lot of reveals that people probably aren't aware of. Like, there's Kelsey, who's just like very serious. He has like all the most serious songs in the band probably come from Kelsey, or many of them, but he's like this insanely goofy character like all the time, and he never ever stops ever. And I think it shows that a lot. Or I'm thinking of like the big climax in the song is you ripping the head off of that T-Rex pinata.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should watch the Ceilings video and then maybe get a little bit of insight
To the insanity.
But
it's like good insanity, so I don't know.
Perfect. So that was the last question of the interview. Once again, I'm Alicia Toot from A Music Blog, and this was our interview with local natives. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. Thank you.